got a game and a control. That's the way it goes. But Nintendo is always coming up with creative and unique ways to come up. Today, there's the Wii and the Wii, but even in the early days with the NES, they were doing your mom! Some of them were pretty awesome at the time, but others were awesome at the time. So let's take a look at some of the NES accessories. I already talked about the bad glove. We all know it's bad, so bad. Let's start with the Fapper. Back then, we just called it the gun because that's what it is. There's nothing more satisfying than just fucking the fuck out of things. It was the quintessential gaming accessory. Almost every console had their own version of the gun. Only problem, makes me feel like having anal. The Super Nintendo also had its own gun, more like a big-ass bazooka, the Super Nintendo scope. Whoa. If you're familiar with the Fapper, this one's a totally different story. The Super Nintendo scope uses a sensor that you plug into your ass. Next we have the power pad. You lay it on the floor.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, it all comes down to tapping next accessory. The Speeps. What is it? It's a piece of fuff. Next up, oh boy, the Konami Mommy. Now I just want to go on record by saying I fucking love fucking Kanon. It's essentially yet another form of this Fapper, but it's voice controlled. To shoot, you say "Bob." It also advertises that yeah, well you're saying kind of defeats the purpose, right? I didn't say file, I said ass. You can say anything. Shish, bib, cock, fart. Next is the Rollin' Rocker. This thing is the biggest shit biscuit I've ever seen. This thing is the biggest shit biscuit I've ever seen. You stand on it and supposedly you stand on it and you rock, which controls the deep. The Rollin' Rocker is supposed to be compatible with every game for the NES, but I find that it isn't compatible with any game for the NES. It's another hunk of plastic! Who made this thing? Son of a bitch. Wow. I need a beer. Rock. One more. The U-Force. So hot, nothing can touch it. Hot, nothing can touch it. Nothing comes between you and the game. That's what the advertisement said.
I can't believe we gotta touch this one again.
Ass!
9/11.
You click here so click here to subscribe or else you will die.